Welcome to the Caribbean Edge Kids, our first episode for March. We are so excited because we have some brilliant kids with us today. We have Lauren, Isaac, and Kayla. Two of our children are actual published authors already. So we're going to dive in with them and find out what they're about, what inspires them. And we also have Lauren, who is an actress and a soccer player. So these kids are way, way, way beyond their years as far as we're concerned. My name is Auntie Dawn. So welcome to the Caribbean Edge Kids. And of course, we have the lovely Auntie Sophie. Happy Sunday, everyone. And we're going to teach you, pick me them some patois. Them tell we said them are going to learn today. And none of them not speak patois. So this is going to be very interesting. So we'll start off with our Miss Kayla Love Penn. Welcome, Kayla.
Hello.
Hi, beautiful. You look so beautiful today.
Thank you. You look great too.
Well, thank you so much. And I understand that you're homeschooled. We just found that out. I believe you're the first kid or child that's homeschooled on the show. So what's that like, Kayla?
Well, it is kind of boring being at home all day, but it's also a little bit relaxing. And I have sports to still keep me company. So I think it's pretty good.
Good. I can imagine it's boring. So having you meet all these kids today and us, we are going to make sure you have fun on the show. So tell us about you. How old are you and how did you get into running?
I am 12 years old. I just turned 12 on February 4th. And I got into running because my dad just saw me running in the backyard all the time. And he was like, Kayla, if you do good in your schoolwork and you get all these A pluses, you can run track. So I did good in my schoolwork and now I'm here.
That is amazing. And as Caribbean people, you'll find out we push that schoolwork because we know how much education means to you. And that's one of the great reasons for these shows is because we meet kids like you and we encourage kids to read as well. So tell us why you wrote your own book.
Because I wanted to help other people and I felt like I learned something and I did something worth reading and writing. So I did both of those things. And in my opinion, I think this is an amazing book for kids and teens.
So tell us about the book.
This is my book, Run Kayla Run, a journey on how to achieve success for kids and teens. It's about me going to the Junior Olympics, my first year running, and all of the challenges and hurdles I had to overcome. Something really cool about the book is after each chapter, there are 3 lessons. There's no traffic in the extra mile. Practice makes permanent. And if you want it, work for it.
Absolutely. So tell us about some of the hurdles you had as a young girl in track and field, because it must not always be easy, right?
Nope.
So tell us
about My first time when I got there, I actually tried to run the 400 and I got so tired at the finish line, I actually started to cry. And I wanted to quit the whole track thing altogether. My parents said, no, you're trying this again. And I did, and I got a little bit better that day. And I just had to keep working and practicing on my technique and form and all of that stuff.
So who motivates you?
My parents.
So tell us about them. Where are they from?
My parents are from North Carolina, and we all live in Greensboro.
Okay. So do you help mom cook or does dad cook or?
My mom cooks most of the time, but when my dad cooks, he cooks really well. He's like the chef in our family. I'm sorry, Mother, if you are watching this.
Mom is watching this, I'm sure.
Oh, no.
All right, so go ahead and read your book for us.
Okay. it was my turn for the 100 meters. I was focused and ready. The lines looked different on this track, but I didn't worry about it. I heard them announcing all the names in the stadium. In lane 4, Team Lightspeed, Kayla Penn, the announcer said. It was cool hearing my name, but I had to stay focused. Runners, take your marks, the starter said. Get set. Pow! I shot out of the blocks. Right away, I felt a little off balance, like I was wobbly, but I just kept going. I was running fast, and then I told myself to run faster. I saw myself getting closer to the finish line. I was one of the first people to cross. But as I looked down, I saw the number 5. I started in lane 4, but I finished in lane 5. Because I finished in a different lane than I had started, I was disqualified. I couldn't believe it. I had never done that before, not even when I was just starting. I had worked so hard and now I was disqualified for the Junior Olympics in that event. I felt like everything I had worked on was gone in that moment. My eyes started to tear up. My dad looked at me and said, Kayla, you need to tighten up. You still have 2 races left. I wasn't thinking about my other races. I was upset and embarrassed. I had gotten disqualified. I know you're disappointed right now, but you have to stay disciplined. Discipline your disappointments. I wasn't quite sure what that meant. Huh? I asked with tears in my eyes. He said, don't let your highs be too high and don't let your lows be too low. When you're doing good, don't be too excited. And when you're not doing too good, don't be too sad. Have discipline in your emotions, especially when you're disappointed. I understood what my dad was saying, and I tried to shake it off, but the day got worse. So that is the end of the book, and that leaves on a cliffhanger. And you might be asking right now, well, how did you get into the Junior Olympics if you were disqualified? You're going to have to buy the book. And before I go, I want to tell you some tips about success, and I'm going to use it using my favorite race, the 400. Is that okay? Okay, I shall start. The 400 is my favorite race because I feel like it's a bunch of different races put together, and the 400, if you didn't know, is one full lap. And the way that my dad put it in, 50-51, 50-51, push, pace, position, poise. First, you have to push almost all speed, but not all speed, because you have energy that's just going to burn out as soon as you get it over with, so you might as well use it now. The second part is push, pace, fast, relax, keep your speed, but also keep your speed, but also keep your speed, but also not too quickly. The third part of the race is position. You have to see where the rest of your opponents are. And this is the part where you're already slowing down. So it might feel like you're speeding up, but you're still slowing down. And the third part is poise, because you have no more energy at that part. You just have to work on your form. And if you try to use all your energy, then it's just not going to work. And that's just going to probably lead to burnout. So, yep.
Thank you for those amazing tips. So I see you have a very supportive dad. I do like the part where he talks about just that balancing of your mindset, you know, because especially when you're competing, right? If you let your head get ahead of you and you get too overly excited, then you're not able to balance. So it's finding that internal balance as well, which is very mental. So you must be a very strong young lady. And then at the same time, I deeply connect with your book about the lows, the disappointment that you have on yourself, because you get disqualified for something you've been practicing all along. And because you went into the wrong lane, all your hard work gets off. So having supportive parents tell you, hey, it's not that bad, you still have it in you. And like you said, they got to buy the book to see how you still qualified for the junior Olympics. And a lot of that is mental. So we definitely will be buying that book to see how you're doing, young lady. And of course, the fastest man alive is from Jamaica. So as you're talking, I'm relating to what his mindset must be when Usain Bolt is preparing. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me here.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Kayla. And we're going to switch over to Mr. Isaac. Hi, Isaac.
Hey,
How are you?
good, and you?
I'm doing fabulous. It's Sunday. I'm in South Florida and I can't complain. And you are a traveler and an author. You've already written your own book and preparing for your second?
Yes, ma'am. My second is in this process of being published, but it will be out very soon.
Yes, and one of the countries you went to, which we love, is Jamaica. So tell us about you. How old are you and what inspires you?
Hi, my name is Isaac Red Fearn. I am 12 years old. I am in the 7th grade and I am a world traveler. My goal is to inspire kids and adults to chase their dreams because it doesn't matter where you're from, what age you are, or what you look like. You can always exceed and just achieve your dream. Because I published my very first book, which is Isaac's Adventures in Paris. I will read it for you in a little, at the age of 10.
Wow, that is so amazing. 10 years old and you already, I don't know who doesn't love traveling.
Well, I'm 12 now, but
Yeah, but at 10 you started, yes. So it's so nice that you are actually writing books so kids that are less fortunate to travel can also follow along with you. And I read you're creating a series of books as well, correct?
yes,
What
ma'am.
do you do for fun?
Well, for fun, I do travel. Like I said, I play tennis, basketball, soccer. I've done swimming, flag football. I've done a little bit of golf, and that's about it. But I like to play with my dog, work on my next books, and read.
And you've done more than me at 12. I have not played golf yet. So I have to go play golf and I have a golf course right outside. And so tell us, Isaac, who motivates you?
My mom, she is a very hardworking woman. She has brought me so far along on my journey, and I look up to her greatly.
Summer, where's mom from?
She is from Brazil, Salvador, Bahia.
Awesome. So I want to shout out to your mom and to all your parents for just the support that they give you young children, so you can inspire others as well. So let's hear your book, Isaac.
Yes, ma'am. Hey guys, I'm gonna start off with the tips, okay? Hey guys, don't forget these important things that will make your trip more enjoyable. First, a passport. Second, hotel reservations. Third, a selfie stick or like a GoPro. This is what I brought. Your snacks for the flight because it can be very long. Airplane tickets, of course. A camera, a tablet to download Duolingo if you want to learn the language, and a travel pillow or books to read. Departure time. We flew from Charlotte, North Carolina to Paris, France. And oh man, the plane was so big with so many other travelers flying that night too. Our departure time was 6:45 p.m., but I was so excited I could not sleep, even though it was getting close to my bedtime. We flew all night long, but I didn't mind because I had my own television screen on the airplane to watch movies. The flight attendants served us dinner and gave us juice and water and desserts. After a while, I became a little tired and drifted off to sleep, eager to see France. When I woke up, we were about to land in Paris. The flight attendant said, Bonjour, which means good morning in French. She said, Are you ready to eat breakfast? And I replied, Oui, which means yes in French. I ate breakfast on a plane too. It was delicious. The local time was 8:35 a.m. and I was ready to explore. The arrival. Whoa, mom, look, this is awesome. I see things here I've never seen in America. After getting our luggage, we took a taxi to our hotel, which was only 15 minutes away from our airport. I made sure to learn to say thank you in French, which is merci. So I was able to thank our driver. Merci, I said to the driver as he smiled at me. He replied, C'est mon plaisir, which means it's my pleasure in French. We took a shower and rested for a few minutes because I was ready to explore the city. I enjoyed using the map and riding the metro to Notre Dame. Using a map helped us find each of our destinations on our adventure. Notre Dame. So, do you guys remember that really big church that burnt down a couple years ago in Paris? Yeah, I got to see that before it burnt down. So the Notre Dame is a world famous Catholic church. It was built in 1932 and it is huge. Lots of people come from all over the world to visit and worship there. The line to enter the church was very long. I could barely see the end of it. We decided to play outside standing. Wait, we we decided to play outside of the church with the pigeons. There were some people standing outside of the big church that gave us food to feed the birds. There were lots of people taking pictures of me as I placed bread and corn on my head and allowed the pigeons to fly on my shoulder to eat at first. At, at first, I was a little afraid that they would hurt me, but guess what? I never had so much fun, and I kind of called myself the pigeon whisperer. I think they knew I was enjoying it because they kept landing all over me. This pigeon here landed on my my shoulder. That's why I named myself the pigeon whisperer. The famous Eiffel Tower. As we took the metro from Notre Dame to the Eiffel Tower, we enjoyed live music being played inside the metro by other passengers. Paris' best known feature is the phenomenal Eiffel Tower. When we arrived and I saw the beautiful tower, all I could say was, oh my gosh, it's so big. How can we go all the way to the top, you might ask? So the Eiffel Tower, they have elevators that go from each of the corners and they all lead up to the very top. So would you rather take 600 steps to go to the top or pay €8 and just ride an elevator all the way to the top? And you know what I chose? The elevator, of course. I had seen the Eiffel Tower in movies and books, but I could not wait to finally see it up close. I read about the tower before our trip and learned it had been built in 1889, 1,063 feet tall. It was the tallest structure in the world for many years. What do you think we will see when we get to the top? Come with me. Reaching the top. Can you believe visitors have two options to get to the top of the Eiffel Tower? You can climb over 600 steps to the observation level or ride an elevator to the top. And you guess what I chose? Yep, the elevator. It was only €8 to go up and it was so much fun. At first, I was a little nervous, but the butterflies in my tummy went away after our first stop. As you make the trip up, there are many small shops inside the tower. So that's just a little bit of the sequel to my book. You can purchase my book at my website, isaacsadventures.com. And yes, thank you.
Oh, thank you for taking us on that journey. Yes, I would have taken the elevator too.
At the end of my book, there's little activities, so you can learn more about the passport and what it is and why you need it. and you can match the words that you learned and learn numbers in French at the end. Thank you.
Wow. Aren't you an amazing young man? Wow, Auntie Sophie. And the pigeon whisperer at that. I love that. That's a beautiful journey you took us on. And even for adults, not just children, you're inspiring us for those of us that have not had the opportunity to travel. And a reminder, which we certainly need, because we've forgotten what we need to take when we're traveling, because we've been on the lockdown for so long. So thank you. Amazing. And once again, tell us, how do we find you, Isaac?
You can go to my website, isaacsadventures.com. Do you want me to put that in the chat or?
You can certainly put it in the chat. We'll certainly share you both, you and Kayla, that have already read for us. We'll put all your information on the Caribbean Edge Kids as well. So thank you so much. And thank you for your parents as well. Yes. Go ahead, Isaac.
One of my other goals is we take a percentage of the proceeds and we go around to different orphanages around the country and donate toys, toiletries, food, supplies, and all they need.
Wow. And tell us, what does that do for you as such a young man?
It kind of gives me an idea on how to give back and make other people's lives better.
Amazing. And thank you for inspiring us all. That's something we certainly should do. And I'm so proud of you all, you children that are doing this, because you're inspiring children and adults as well. Auntie Sophia, I want to just have you join in. So far, we've had Kayla and Isaac.
Yes, as usual, Auntie Dawn, I must say each and every Sunday we come on this program, we come with an open heart. So we're here just ready to receive and to learn and to absorb these beautiful children sharing with the world. We thank Miss Kayla for her book, and we thank you for walking us through the process of preparing for a race. And I get that your father is a motivator and telling you how to breathe, process, and how you need to balance. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing, because so many kids may be struggling with how they can be brave or how they can, target something. But here it is, you're sharing your process with us, and we thank you. And Mr. Isaac, your journey. Now, every kid wants to go to Paris. Just by you telling us about that, and I notice your what do you call that banner behind you with your little with the little icons. Yes, Isaac's Many Adventures, and you see the main tower. Anywhere you travel, I see you put something that's major in that country. I see the New York, the Liberty, Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, and I think that is that's the Christ, that image there. Yeah, I've seen that in Cuba. I don't know where you've seen that.
No, Brazil.
You saw that in Brazil. I've seen something similar in Cuba. And then the other icon you have there, what image is that?
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Leaning Tower. So amazing. I love your logo. I love your journey. Thanks for sharing. So again, you've inspired many, and we're blown away. You have also inspired us as adults to want to do a little bit more. We're ready to do something more. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Back to you, Auntie Dawn.
Thank you so much, Auntie Sophie. Wow. Our advice to you both, so, our readers so far, is just keep doing what you're doing. You're on an amazing journey. You obviously have great support with your parents, which is extremely important as well for parents watching. So thank you so much, Kayla and Isaac. And Miss Lauren with the fabulous hair. Tell us about you, Lauren.
Hi, I have a nail business where I sell dried nail polish nail strips, and I have them on right now. And this is one of the products, or two.
Wow.
I started selling them when I was 10.
10 years old. So what motivated you?
My mom's coworker started selling them, and my mama came home with them on. They were really pretty. So then my mom got me into selling them. But at first I was really shy. I didn't like, 'cause I had to come up to people saying, hey, do you want to buy this? And then the first time I did it, I realized it wasn't that hard. So I started doing it and it was really easy and fun.
Very important to face that initial fear. A lot of us think that we don't want to sell, and I'm like that even as an adult. So very important lesson to learn early on. And you play sports, right?
Yes.
Which one?
I do cheer and soccer.
Soccer. Nice. I saw a beautiful soccer picture of you. So tell us about that. Tell us what you enjoy about being a soccer player.
I've been playing soccer since I was 3 and I love it so much because I get to run around a lot and make new friends. And this year I did tryouts to get into academy and I got in and I was so happy because I was playing with 13-year-olds. I was really nervous because I thought they're bigger than me and older than me. It's probably gonna be difficult because for the first practice I was really scared.
Oh, and that little bit of fear is always good. It just encourages you to keep going. And when you accomplish, you feel even more proud of yourself. So listen to yourself, your mind, and know that you can succeed. I love to see young girls do sports as well because, you know, you meet so many people through sports. It also keeps you very healthy mentally and physically. So I'm glad that you're doing that. What else are you doing, Lauren?
Like I said, I do cheer. And I got inspired from my sister to do that because I would always go to her game and see her cheering and it looked so fun. So then I later did it and it was really fun. And I got second place in cheer off, which is like a competition where everybody like in different counties and else was in Gwinnett County come together and they do like all the cheerleaders there and we go against each other to see who wins. And then we got second place.
Cool. I was a cheerleader for St. Hugh's High School. Yeah, I was probably the most shy cheerleader ever. But thank you. And you want to be an actress as well, I understand?
Yes.
Do you have any actresses that inspire you?
I want to say Zendaya because she's a really good actress and she's played in so many shows.
Cool. So what book do you have?
I have Pete the Cat and the Cool Cat Boogie.
All right, take us away.
Pete the Cat was learning a new dance, the Cool Cat Boogie. Then Grumpy Toad came along. I really dig that song, Pete, but you do the dance all wrong. Pete did not know what to say. He just turned and walked away. Pete couldn't sleep at all that night. What if Grumpy Toad was right? What if my moves are bad? The thought of not dancing made Pete feel sad. Dancing is like magic. When I hear a groovy beat, I'm so happy in my feet. I won't give up. I love to dance. Let me give it one more chance. Pete was practicing the Cool Cat Boogie when he saw Squirrel. Hey, Squirrel, how do you dance? How do you groove? Can you teach me how to move? Sure, Pete, it's a simple song. Just cha-cha and dance along. Ah, ouch, Pete, you stepped on my toes. That's not how this dance goes. He did not know what to say. He just turned and walked away. But dancing is like magic. When I hear a groovy beat, I'm full of happy in my feet. I won't give up. I love to dance. Let me give it one more chance. Pete was still practicing the Cool Cat Boogie when Gus came along. Hey Gus, how do you dance? How do you groove? Can you teach me how to move? Sure, Pete, it's a simple song. Just do the robot and dance along. Ouch, Pete, you bopped me on the nose. That's not how this dance goes. Pete did not know what to say. He just turned and walked away. But dancing is like magic. When I hear a groovy beat, I'm full of happy in my feet. I won't give up. I love to dance. Let me give it one more chance. Pete was still trying to do the Cool Cat Boogie when Turtle came along. Hey, Turtle, how do you dance? How do you groove? Can you teach me how to move? Sure, Pete, it's a simple song. Just shake your tail and dance along. Oh no, Pete, you fell. You tripped over my shell. Everybody knows that's not how this dance goes. Pete felt like giving up. Wise old owl had been watching from his tree. Pete, it doesn't matter how you move, as long as you are being you. You are right. I never want to miss a chance to dance. When you hear a groovy beat and you feel happy in your feet, just dance, dance, dance. That was
The end. Thank you for that, Lauren. Any particular reason you picked that book?
I have other books, and I really didn't know what to pick. Then I really love Pete the Cat books, and I've loved it for a while since I was in kindergarten because it's my favorite books.
Oh, well, thank you. You picked something special to you, so that's very important. I like the story because it reminds me of how to dance. For being from the Caribbean, we love dancing, we love music, especially reggae music. It's the best. And so I am not a big dancer because I'm reserved at the same time, but I love to watch people dancing as well. So that's what that book reminded me of as you were reading it, that little shyness I have about breaking out. So thank you, Lauren. So we're going to talk a little bit to the kids and teach them some patois. We said at the beginning of the show, none of them don't know no patois, but them tell we said them want to learn. So I just said, none of you guys know patois, but you want to learn. But we're going to take it easy on you. So you can unmute your microphones and we're going to talk. Isaac went to Jamaica. He's traveled. What are some of the other countries you went to, Isaac?
I've gone to Germany, Thailand, Paris, Orlando, Barbados, Jamaica, Hawaii.
And what's your favorite place you've gone to so far?
Probably Paris.
Okay.
I mean, I wrote a book.
So let's see now. So what we want Isaac to do is say, me love to travel.
Me love to travel.
Me love to travel.
Me love to travel.
Me love to travel, man.
Me love to travel, man.
Yeah, man, me love to travel. So when you're writing your book for Jamaica, you can put in there, me love to travel. And what I know you love oxtail. So we said, when you go to order your oxtail, how do you say it now?
Oxtail.
So place an order. You're in the restaurant and you're gonna place your order. What do you say to the person serving it?
Give me oxtails, man.
So Isaac is obviously practicing. I want some oxtail. All right, give me oxtail. Oxtail me want. Oxtail me want.
Give me oxtail.
We're gonna teach him how to order his oxtail, and when he travels to Jamaica, when you land, you just say everything Irie. Right?
Everything Irie.
All right, so we're gonna switch over to Miss Kayla, who loves her track and field, but she's homeschooled. So when you meet the Jamaican runner next to you, you have to say to them, "Wagwan, my girl."
Guaguan, my girl.
So that's the way you greet the Jamaican runner next to you, because with your track and field, you're bound to meet a Jamaican. So you say, "Wagwan, my girl."
Don't forget.
Guaguan, my girl.
There you are. You got it. And then when she said, yeah, that means she's going to think you're from Jamaica, Kayla. You can't just say to her, everything Irie, man.
Everything Irie, man.
Everything Irie. There you go. See, you guys are already practicing. You're learning the Jamaican language. And let's see what we're going to talk about with Miss Lauren. Lauren.
Yes.
So you can say, me love me hair fabulous.
Me love my hair fabulous.
Me love me fabulous hair.
Me love my fabulous hair.
That probably had some British in it too. But when you're ready to go to bed, you can say to your parents, Laura, me gone on my bed.
Me going on my bed.
Me gone on my bed.
Me going on my bed.
There you go. We have a lot of attitude when we talk. So you guys are doing a great job. Me gone on my bed. And you can say to your friends, me did up on the Caribbean Edge kids today. Me did up on the Caribbean Edge kids.
That's so fast.
Me? Me did
I think I might want to learn Jamaican. Sounds fun.
Don't worry, you guys can replay this, but it's been fun teaching you a little bit of patois, and it's the dialect, the language of us in Jamaica. And as you travel around the world, as you're on the track, as you're in school, and you meet people from different cultures, I know you want to learn everything about them and be able to communicate and relate. So thank you so much. You are all three brilliant children, and Auntie Sophie is going to take us away because she has more culture to share with us today.
Right, Auntie Dawn, before I read my story, I want to mention Lauren's story, how fun that was. That Pete, was that Pete the cat?
Yes.
Can you show me the book so I could remember? Pete the cat, cool cat boogie. Auntie Dawn, I think that cat sounds like me. When I'm dancing, Lauren, I'm just moving and I don't care what's going on. I may hit somebody's nose or toes, but guess what? Pete was boogieing down. He didn't care. He was having a good time. So thanks for sharing that with us. I like that. And as to tell you, don't worry too much about what people think. As long as you are having fun, go for it and stick to that passion that you have, and someday you'll rise to the top. You all have inspired me so much in the different forms that you have presented your stories and what you've written. And I want to tell Miss Kayla quickly that she needs to find my Jamaican runner called Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Guess what? I want you to ask Daddy and Mommy to find that athlete. Read up about her, because guess what? She wrote a book.
I actually do have a book of her, and I love that book so much. It's one of my favorites, actually.
It's called The Promise. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much. And she's from my beautiful island of Jamaica. So thank you.
So it was so inspiring to hear her story.
Wonderful. I'm happy about that. Thank you. All right. So boys and girls, I am going now to take you on a little cultural journey. I'm taking you through the story of Anansi, which is a folklore creature in my country and in many Caribbean islands. And Anansi stories were originated in West Africa. They were brought to Jamaica and other parts of the New World by Ashanti slaves, and they were handed down orally through generations. Now, Anansi exists as a spider, a man, or a combination of the two. Anansi is no goody two shoes. He is a greedy, lazy, inventive trickster, cunning and smart in the extreme. Anansi loves a joke. And when he's not sleeping or eating, he loves his belly too. He's always up to something. So today, my boys and girls, I'm going to read a story that was handed down to us, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the tricks of Anansi. This is called The Story of How Anansi Beat Mongoose. Let's see how he beat Mongoose and Snake. It was just after the turning of the age, and Anansi used to live in a tamarind tree behind farmer's land. And behind the tamarind tree, up the hill, lived a sly mongoose. Now, mongoose loved eggs. There wasn't any other creature in the forest that loved eggs more than mongoose. And every morning, right after cock crowed, mongoose would sneak into farmer's yard and make off with all of farmer's eggs. Well, one morning, Anansi the Spider-Man was out walking, And as he passed near to Farmer's fence, he heard dog barking, growling and barking. So Anansi hurried around a bird pepper tree to see what all the commotion was about. And there was Mongoose balancing on top of Farmer's fence, and Dog was jumping against the wire fence, trying to shake him down. Mongoose hands were full up with eggs, and every time Dog jumped and barked, the fence shook, and Mongoose came close to falling and breaking all the nice big eggs. Mongoose! Mongoose! I see Dog got you good this time. Anansi called out and laughed, but Mongoose was too busy to answer. So the smart boy Anansi saw his opportunity and shouted, my friend, just drop the eggs and I will catch them safe for you. Oh, yes, and steal them away too, was Mangoo's ungrateful reply. How is a small creature like me going to carry away so many big eggs? Asked Anansi. But if you want to give me just one of your eggs for my trouble, we could have a deal. Anansi could see Mongoose considering the plan. So he started at once to weave a big net. At the same time that he finished the net, Mongoose called out, all right then, Spider-Man, a bargain. One of my eggs for your help. Catch! And he tossed the eggs down one by one. And while Dog continued to bark and growl and shake the fence, Anansi caught the eggs with his net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and gently set them on the ground. As soon as the 6th egg was on the ground, Mongoose jumped off the fence and laughed at Dog. I got away again, you old dog. And with that, Mongoose snatched up all the eggs, ready to run off. Hey, said Anansi, a bargain is a bargain, man. How come you're going away with the eggs? But sly Mongoose laughed again. Spider-Man, I am not giving you any at all. Spider-Man, you're too small to take them from me. Well, Anansi got angry at those words. Oh, yes, Mongoose, he snapped. The Spider-Man is too small. I bet you, come tomorrow when you reach for Farmer's egg, I, smart Mongoose, will have taken them all already. Mr. Mongoose started to laugh at that. He laughed so much he almost dropped the eggs with his laughter. Spider-Man, is a challenge you're offering me? Man, you want to try to test me? And the Mongoose dashed away up the hill with all of the 6 eggs. Well, the Spider-Man decided then and there to teach Mongoose a lesson. Immediately, he walked to the riverside where he knew Snake was spending the dry season. And when he got to the riverside, he saw Snake sunning himself on a rock. And Nancy called to Snake, 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 you're here still? I thought you were gone. Snake didn't even turn his head. Go away, little Anansi. I don't have time for you and your games. Oh, no, of course, indeed, Mr. Snake, Anansi called back. It's just, I heard Mongoose talking. Mongoose, said Snake, raising his head out of curiosity. What Mongoose have to say? Well, he was saying how he is the most cunning creature in the forest. Anansi told Snake. Snake sniggered. He was only trying to frighten you, little man. Yes, I'm sure you're right, Anansi replied. But it wasn't just me. He's been telling everybody in the forest. He's been saying how he is the best because he's the only one who could sneak past dog and get farmer's eggs. So, Anansi answered Snake. And who taught him all he knows? What little he knows? You, of course, Anansi called out. But I heard him say he is the slickest, the slyest, the sneakiest creature to ever cross the earth in all of history. Well, Snake was starting to get vexed now. He uncurled his long tail and then curled it around himself again. The simpering Snake hissed. He's only just started. He's only just arrived. Who's ever heard about Mongoose? Who's ever written stories about him? Everybody knows about me, Snake. I've been here since time began. I am the first, the slimiest, the slyest, the lowest, the sneakiest, the slickest, the deceitfulest. And wasn't it me there when the first garden got mashed down? And wasn't it me there turning people to stone up on that lady's head? So who could be afraid of Mongoose? But Mongoose, smart boy Anansi could see his plan was working. So he threw a little bit more fuel on the fire. And he's telling everybody how you're getting old. Anansi added, how when you're asleep, he sneaks up to you and tickles your nose, and how you're too slow and fat to catch him. Well, Snake was really vexed now. Saucy scamp, sneak up on me? Nobody sneaks up on Snake. It's Snake who sneaks up on people. That's what I told him, Anansi agreed. I said if you wanted eggs, you could go into farmer's yard at any time and take them before dog could find out. No? Of course, Snake replied. Stupid dog is no match for me. I would be in and out before even sniffed my scales. Well, yes, said Anansi, unless you go after cock crows, because that bold-faced mongoose takes farmers' eggs first thing every morning. If you really wanted to get the nice big eggs, you'd have to go early before cock crows. Then by the time mongoose arrive, the eggs would be long gone. And he would know it's mighty Snake who did it. Who else? Yes, Snake hissed. He liked the idea. And imagine, my friend Snake, Anansi added, imagine if while stupid Mongoose is busy wasting his time sneaking past farmer's dog, you were up the hill in his house clearing out all the other eggs that he's hiding. I mean, he would know who is the slyest then, who is the sneakiest, who was the one under the master's heel. Yes, Snake hissed. He loved the idea. So early next morning, before cock could crow, the smart boy Anansi pulled up his deck chair and sat under the tamarind tree. Sure enough, just as the sun started to push the night out of the sky, Snake came sliding by. Morning, morning, Anansi greeted him, but Snake did not answer. He slid around the bird pepper tree, under the wire fence, past the sleeping dog, and into the hen house. One chicken clucked, and Snake was back out of the hen house, past the dog, under the wire fence, round the pepper tree, and back to the tamarind tree with a coil full of big brown eggs. Spider-Man, you are the witness, Snake hissed. Who is more sly? Who is more sneaky than I? Not Mongoose, answered Anansi. Snake opened his coil and let the eggs roll out into the grass. What is the sum? Asked Snake. How many eggs you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the eggs in the hen house. And after you get the eggs from Mongoose, then the whole forest will know who is the most cunning creature of all. Anansi announced. Snake lifted his head and declared, "That will be easy for me, little man. It's like taking the apple off the tree." And he left the 6 big eggs under the tamarind tree with Anansi and slithered up the hill to Mango's house. In no time at all, cock crowed and Mongoose came hurrying down the hill, past the bird pepper tree, under the fence. He ran into the hen house and immediately the chickens started to cluck and squawk. And Dog jumped up and ran to the hen house, barking. Well, Mongoose had to dash out of the hen house without a single egg. And Dog chased him all the way to the fence, barking like he was going crazy. Mongoose got away by the tip of his tail and ran straight to Anansi by the tamarind tree. "You bad boy, Anansi!" Mongoose shouted. "You 8-legged boy, Anansi! You 10-foot big belly boy, Anansi!" Anansi smiled. "What's the matter, Mongoose?" he said. "You want to borrow an egg this morning?" Mongoose could only stare at the nice big eggs in Anansi's sack. Anansi laughed. "Sly Mongoose, you can't believe your eyes." "Sly Mongoose, I'll give you one if you care to buy." "Hush!" Mongoose shouted. "You lazy boy, Anansi. You never got all those eggs by yourself. You're too small, Spider. You're too weak, man." "That may be so," laughed Anansi. "But who has farmer's eggs today?" Mongoose was too vexed to leave it there. He started sniffing until he caught Snake's trail. And it's like he realized at once where Snake's trail was leading to. So without another word, he left Anansi and hurried back up to the hill to his den. As soon as Mongoose was gone, Anansi hid the eggs behind the tamarind tree. Then he pulled out a big crocod's bag and slung it over his shoulder and cautiously followed Mongoose up the hill. As he went, he hummed a ditty to himself. "Eggs for breakfast today, eggs for dinner tonight. I eating eggs tomorrow, poach, boil, scramble, or fry." Now, Mongoose house was built right at the edge of a waterfall, and the noise of the waterfall was so loud that you couldn't hear anything but the noise from the waterfall. So when Anansi reached Mongoose house, he couldn't hear anything, but he could see Snake sliding around the side of the house, and Mongoose saw him too. Snake stopped, and Mongoose stopped. So Anansi stopped too. He watched Mongoose moving slow towards Snake, and Snake slides sideways. Then bopsy by! Mongoose jumped and grabbed Snake's tail, and as Mongoose bit Snake's tail, whipped around and sank 2 sharp fangs into Mongoose's nose. And as Mongoose bit Snake's tail, Snake whipped around and sank 2 sharp fangs again in Mongoose's nose. And the two started to wrestle, backward and forward, round and round, rolling over and over. Well, Anansi is not stupid. He saw his chance and he took it. He ran across the muddy yard and into the Mongoose's den. He went straight for the Mongoose's kitchen and he started to fill up his sack. He took 2 fat fowls, a bowl of ripe mangoes, a bowl of mangoes, a pot full of fish, and in a basket under some dry fig leaves, 6 big brown eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then Anansi closed the sack and dragged it to the door. Meanwhile, in the yard, Mongoose and Snake were still fighting, round and round, backward and forward, back and forth. Anansi pulled the sack all the way out of the yard, and Mongoose and Snake were still fighting. Mongoose holding Snake's tail and Snake biting into Mongoose's nose. Anansi managed to drag the heavy sack all the way back to the tamarind tree, and Mongoose and Snake never even knew. That night, as Anansi added the 6 eggs from Mongoose's den to the 6 eggs from Farmer's yard, he sang, "Eggs for breakfast today, papa yo. Eggs for dinner tonight, papa yo. I eating eggs tomorrow, poach, boil, scramble, and fry." Anansi ate fish with chicken and rice for supper that night, and every morning for the next 12 days, he ate egg for breakfast, poached, boiled, scrambled, or fried. And when Anansi saw Mongoose again, he could see the big red bite in his nose, and from where Snake had nearly bit it off. And Snake, well, I heard Snake is still by the riverside nursing his scars from Mangoose's attack on his tail. And from that day till today, Mongoose and Snake is always fighting. Jack Mandora, me no choose none. The end.
Thank you, Auntie Sophie.
Thank you.
Now, I know you children have never heard an Anansi story before. So that's one of the beauties of this show, is that we get to share that strong heritage and culture with you. So tell us what you thought of the story. I just want to make the sounds that Auntie Sophie makes with the snake. How about you, Isaac?
I enjoyed it. She put so many expressions. It felt like I was really there just watching it.
Oh, yeah, she has a way of pulling me in every week. So thank you, Isaac. How about you, Kayla?
I thought the story was amazing, and I just loved how she said everything. And I think my favorite part was at the end when Nancy played everyone.
He's a trickster for sure. How about you, Lauren?
I liked it because I never heard a story like that before, so I really loved it.
Awesome, children. Thank you, Auntie Sophie. Always a delight. And you take us back, some of us down memory lane and others for the first time hearing Anansi's stories. So I'm going to go back to the kids to wrap it up. And anything you want to say, Lauren? Let's start with you. Anything you want to tell the viewers?
Thank you for watching me read.
And you're beautiful. We wish you continued success. And you certainly need to put your business in the chat as well, and we'll share it too. How about you, Kayla?
I hope everyone has a great day and just wakes up with positivity, because even if you had a rough day, it makes the day a little bit better.
It surely does. And you look amazing. I love your bows too. How are you, Isaac?
I hope everybody has a great day and they always keep their mind open to positivity and closed to negativity, and always stay around the right people so that they can excel in this world and always dream big.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning into the Caribbean Edge Kids. Remember to share this episode, invite your kids to come on and participate. And we had 3 amazing business entrepreneurs, 2 published authors. So make sure you check them out and buy their books. And remember, Lauren has her nail business going, so we want to support that as well. So we want to say from Auntie Sophie, Auntie Dawn, and Auntie Michelle, who works behind the scene, one love. I'm going to go have some fun for the rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
And walk good, everybody.
Walk good. Bye.
Thank